Good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for agreeing to coming on our show.
It's always a pleasure.
आज जो हमारे साथ इंसान बैठे हैं, वैसे दुनिया में बहुत कम है।
जय भारत। मैं एक बहुत छोटी सी जगह बुंगल करके एक गांव है, वहाँ से मैं जन्मा पला। मैंने नागालैंड में, आसाम में, बोडोलैंड में, श्रीनगर में 2 टेन्योर, पंजाब की इंसर्जेंसी एंड श्रीलंका का ऑपरेशन पावर। तो मैंने हर प्रकार की इंसर्जेंसी है वो देखी।
Sir, can you describe like most challenging experiences of your army life?
Well, वैसे तो in army you got every moment you get something challenging, but if I may say just off the cuff couple of things. First came when I was captain. हम high altitude में थे. Anyone who say that was my first time when I came under active live fire of that intensity. I was a militant leader, an Ulfa leader, who was much wanted. And wanted in various cases of shootouts and killings and all.
Sir, whenever you see any army movie or anything, Gorkhas बहुत बाहर आते हैं, मतलब like they come out very,
They are very celebrated.
Yeah. So, sir, why do you think Gorkhas are, do you think Gorkhas are built different? Like they have a junoon ki nahi, we are born to do this.
Yes, I would say that. They are very hardened. First time.
Sir, how did you personally manage that demanding requirements of this job? Being a major general, leading everyone, and also, having family responsibilities.
I don't know when my children study. Right. Where all they applied for it, I was never available to them because I was out of my total out of 38 years, what 21 year I was in field. Same तो लगता है कि कुछ करके आए. And life has not been wasted.
Exactly.
Life worth living.
Oh, no, I really enjoyed every moment of it.
हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ द जय एंड भारत शो। और आज जो हमारे साथ इंसान बैठे हैं, वैसे दुनिया में बहुत कम है गाइस। आई होप कि आज आप कुछ सीख के जाएं यहाँ से, क्योंकि मुझे तो लगता है मैं बहुत सीखने वाला हूँ आज, क्योंकि आज हमारे साथ नन अदर देन मिस्टर मेजर जनरल श्री S.K खजूरिया सर जी बैठे हैं। सर के पास AVSM मेडल एंड SM मेडल भी है, तो ही इज़ नॉट ऑर्डिनरी पर्सनैलिटी इन द आर्मी एज वेल। Hello sir, how are you?
Good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for agreeing to coming on our show.
It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Sir, it is a tremendous honor for me personally.
No, I feel whatever you are going to ask, I'm sure it will be of help to each other.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
तो सर थोड़ा ऑडियंस को अपने बारे में बताइए।
थोड़ा बैकग्राउंड सर आपका।
जय भारत। आई थिंक मेरा बैकग्राउंड शायद मैं सब जगह बताता हूँ। मैं एक बहुत छोटी सी जगह बुंगल करके एक गांव है, वहाँ से मैं जन्मा पला। वहीं पे मैंने एजुकेशन ली। हमारे टाइम में स्कूल नहीं हुआ करते थे, तो गांव में एक पीपल का पेड़ था बहुत बड़ा, उसके नीचे हमारा स्कूल था। तो 5 में हमने वहाँ से करी। फिर हमने मैट्रिक करा बधानी से, एंड आई एट दैट टाइम आई स्कोर्ड 84% मार्क्स, विच प्रोबली अगर कन्वर्ट करेंगे आज के ज़माने में तो साइजेबल। मैंने ग्रेजुएशन करी SD कॉलेज से, और जब मैं फाइनल ईयर में था तो तभी एक दोस्तों ने बताया कि कमीशन खुला हुआ है, यू कैन अप्लाई फॉर इट, एंड आई अप्लाई। मेरे पापा जो थे वो चाहते थे कि मैं लायर बनूँ, कि हमारी ज़मीन वगैरह काफ़ी थी इधर, तो लायर लोग काफ़ी पैसे लेते थे। तो वो चाहते, मेरे को उन्होंने साइंस छोड़वा करके प्री यूनिवर्सिटी में आर्ट्स में डाला। बिकॉज उन्होंने कभी BA LLB तो सुने थे लायर, लेकिन BSc LLB नहीं सुने थे। खैर, मुकद्दर को कुछ और ही मंजूर था, एंड आई वेंट फॉर माई CDS एग्ज़ाम, प्रिलिमिनरी इंटरव्यू, एंड देन द SSB इन Bangalore, and I got selected. That was in the year 1973. I was commissioned in 45 Gorkha Rifle Frontier Force. और मेरा चॉइस भी यही थी कि मैंने गुरखा में जाना है, क्योंकि आप व्हाट मोटिवेट्स यू. यहाँ बकलो में गुरखा बटालियन हमेशा रहती थी. वो जब इधर आया करते थे, जाया करते थे, मैं देखा करता था उनके अफसर्स जो है वो गुरखा हैट लगा करके, एब्सोल्युटली यूज्ड टू लुक स्मार्ट. तो दिल में यह था कि गुरखा में जाना है, मैंने भी ये हेलमेट लगाना है, जो भी हैट जो है वो लगाना है. मैं 1973 से लेकर के फिर 2011 तक 2011 तक मैंने फौज में सर्विस करी है. 38 ईयर पूरा भारत घूम लिया, बाहर भी रहे, मोस्ट ऑफ द कंट्री, यूरोपियन कंट्री, अफगानिस्तान, भूटान, नेपाल, श्रीलंका. तो आई गॉन अराउंड फॉर वेरियस टास्क एंड अदर विजिट एज सच. मेरी ज़्यादातर नौकरी जो है वो नॉर्थ ईस्ट और J&K में हुई है. ऑलमोस्ट 60%. मेरे को 7 टेन्योर हैं जो इंसर्जेंसी में हैं, और मैंने 7 डिफरेंट टाइप की इंसर्जेंसी में काम किया है, बीइंग एन इन्फेंटेरियन, एंड आई लव्ड इट. कोई ऐसा नहीं था कि लोग कहते हैं एक टेन्योर कर लिया श्रीनगर में तो बहुत हो गया, या एक टेन्योर कहीं नागालैंड में कर लिया तो बहुत हो गया. मैंने नागालैंड में, आसाम में, बोडोलैंड में, श्रीनगर में 2 टेन्योर, पंजाब की इंसर्जेंसी एंड श्रीलंका का ऑपरेशन पवन. तो मैंने हर प्रकार की इंसर्जेंसी है वो देखी है एट वेरियस लेवल्स, कैप्टन से लेकर के जनरल तक, अलग अलग टाइप में. मैंने अपनी ही बटालियन कमांड करी, 4-5 जिया. उसके लिए मैंने 22 महीने वेट किया. जनरली नो वन वेट्स, बट ये था कि मैंने कमांड इसी को करना है. एंड आई कमांडेड ए ब्रिगेड इन फिरोजपुर on the western front, and I was lucky to command कारगिल डिवीजन, जो कि किसी भी अफसर का मेरे रैंक पे पहुंचने के ऊपर एक दिली ख्वाहिश होती है कि अगर मिले काम करने को तो ऐसी जगह मिले जहाँ पे आप कुछ करके दिखा सकते हैं. सर्विस के दौरान हर प्रकार की कमांड स्टाफ अपॉइंटमेंट करने के बाद मुझे भारत सरकार की तरफ से, प्रेसिडेंट साहब की तरफ से 5 डेकोरेशन मिली हुई. प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया हैज़ गिवन मी अति विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल, विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल, twice Chief's Commendation Card and Army Commander's Commendation Cards. So that is what, in nutshell, I can say is my, the career graph as such. Hereafter, I'm at your disposal. Whatever you ask, I'll reply.
Humble, sir, humble.
सर, तो आर्मी ही क्यों चूज़ किया आपने? लाइक स्ट्रेट टू द पॉइंट, और शुरू से शुरू करते हैं.
देखिए, ऐसे था कि हमारी तरफ इधर डोगरा लैंड जो है इस तरफ, जनरली 2 ही प्रोफेशन थे उन दिनों में. अगर आप पढ़ना चाहते तो हर मम्मी पापा बोलते थे या तो डॉक्टर बनेगा या इंजीनियर बनेगा. अगर आप उस तरफ नहीं जाना चाहते तो या तो फिर आप आर्मी में जाओगे या फिर आप खेती बाड़ी करोगे. लेकिन मेरा इनके, जैसे मैं अभी बता रहा था, मेरे फादर वांटेड मी टू बिकम ए लॉयर, एंड आई वाज ऑल सेट कि भाई मेरे को लॉयर बनना है. लेकिन आई वाज फैसिनेटेड विद द आर्मी यूनिफॉर्म. मेरे इमीडिएट परिवार में कोई नहीं था आर्मी में. मेरे नाना जी थे, वो ब्रिटिश आर्मी उस समय थे. मैंने सुनी थी, अपनी नानी जी से कहानियाँ सुनते, अपने माता जी से कहानियाँ सुनता था, वो ऐसे करते थे वैसे करते, तो वो मन में रहता था. और सबसे बड़ी बात ये थी, जब मैं यूनिफॉर्म में देखता था इनको तो मेरे को लगता था ये लाइफ एक अलग है. कह रहा है, देन आई मस्ट चूज दिस. And I think God was kind. I just went there only once, first attempt, and I was through. And I got no regrets. Enjoyed every bit of it.
I can see the fire in your eyes regarding your profession, really.
No, it was a fun. It was a really, you went through all type of, good and bad patches. But तभी जब बैठ के आप सोचते हैं तो लगता है कि कुछ करके आए थे.
Definitely.
And life has not been wasted.
Exactly.
Life worth living.
Oh,
yeah.
I really enjoyed every moment of it.
Really, sir. Sir, can you describe like most challenging experiences of your army life?
Well, वैसे तो in army you got every moment you get something challenging, but if I may say just off the cuff couple of things. First came when I was captain. हम high altitude में थे. उन दिनों रोड्स वगैरह नहीं होती थी, हम 2 रात का पैदल यात्रा करके अपने पोस्ट पे पहुंचा करते थे।
My God.
और जब कोर्सेज में छुट्टी में आना होता था तो एक कॉन्वॉय बना के आते थे, और विंटर में आपको रात को ही चलना पड़ता था आफ्टर 12 o'clock, नहीं तो स्नो स्लाइड्स एंड उसमें। तो मैं ऐसे ही एक उसको बोलते थे कि फुट कॉन्वॉय लेके चल रहा था। टुथमारी गली है बारामूला से आगे काफ़ी। तो एक जवान जो था वो पैर फिसला और वो कम से कम 280 मीटर नीचे चला गया, और मैं ही उस कॉन्वॉय में एज ए कैप्टन सीनियर था। मेरे लिए ये था कि कुछ भी हो इसको बचाना है, और वहाँ पे विंड वेलोसिटी जो है एनीथिंग बिटवीन 110 to 125 नॉट चलती है विंटर में। ईच स्टेप आपको पहले गाड़ना पड़ता है घुटने तक, फिर आप अगला स्टेप ले सकते हो। तो मैं उस जवान को बचाने के लिए, क्योंकि आई टूक ए कैलकुलेटेड रिस्क बिकॉज उधर माइन लगा हुआ था सारे, लेकिन स्नो जो थी वो 12 to 14 फीट थे, तो मेरे को इतना था कि मैं इतना नीचे नहीं जाऊंगा, स्नो तक वो अपना माइन तक नहीं पहुंच। लेकिन जब मैं जा रहा था मैं उसकी आवाज़ सुन सकता था कहाँ है, तो एक सॉफ्ट क्रेविस मिल गया मेरे को, एंड आई वेंट इनसाइड। आई लुक लेफ्ट राइट, देयर वर नो वन, and in one go I was up to my chest, and the next I was up to my nose, and it was only a matter of few seconds that I may or may not, but then I suddenly saw one of my Gorkha Jawan. He was just following me, only one chap at that time, because he was the only Gorkha Jawan who was accompanying their convoy. They were all from other units. He just shouted, he says, "आप हिलना मत, मैं हूँ पीछे." And we carry what 6-7 feet tall एक stick. He gave me his stick and pulled me out. Went down, saved that boy. He had broken his thighs and all, but brought him out. When I came out, so I got solid balking from my CEO. Do you know that area where you traveled? That was a totally mine. But I didn't know at that time. I thought I have to save him. That was the only thing.
Yes.
So that is, as a young officer, this was total Josh, nothing else. You see, then Sri Lanka. I was a company commander by that time. I had just joined there after staff college, और एक दिन उन्होंने एम्बुश लगा लिया मेरी कंपनी को। मेरा हेडक्वार्टर, कंपनी हेडक्वार्टर और एक प्लाटून टोटली अंडर एम्बुश फ्रॉम 2 sides. Situation was terrible. How to come out of it? बट उस समय ये वहाँ पे श्रीलंका में क्या है कि आपको दे नो प्लेस टू टेक कवर बिकॉज इट इज ऑलमोस्ट ऑन द सी लेवल। तो उस समय द वे वी केम आउट, द वे वन रिएक्टेड एंड गॉट ओवर इट, हाउ वी वेंट अराउंड दैम एंड हाउ वी सॉर्टेड दैम आउट, दैट वाज अनदर वेरी वेरी चैलेंजिंग फॉर सम टाइम, व्हिच आई कैन से anyone who say that was my first time when I came under active live fire of that intensity. And anyone who says that he is not afraid of death or fire is a little liar. The first reaction of a human being is to save yourself, and it takes a few seconds to get out of that mode, because you have got a responsibility of another 110 120 people. So immediately you take stock and you say, okay, so and so ye karega, so and so aise karega. That was another very very challenging, which I can say, in that sense, operational. And one more I can quote, if that may be of. I was GOC commanding in Kargil. I was on leave and got a call from my deputy that Pakis have come and they have established a movable post almost 100 meters inside our area. I said, just blow it off. They said it's beyond the range and we can't. And the army commander decided that you come and take stock. Army commander had a full faith in me. He just told his staff, just tell Suresh, he'll do it. I had to, next day morning, I was here on leave. I flew back to Srinagar, drove at 9 o'clock about night. I reached there, my headquarters. Got hold of all the weaponry which were needed. The first time, much against all the I fired missiles. I told the people by tomorrow morning it has to be out. it was shameful if it would have stayed there, or if the media would have come out and said, yes, this happened. It can't happen because the weather is so bad that you can't see beyond your nose actually. So anyone can do this sort of a little mischief. Next day morning by 9:30 we blew them off. All right. And I sent them message, all is well. Then when the message was conveyed to the army commander, he said, I knew it. It will be done. Relax. But what an impact it had. That was a little tough moment at that time to take a decision whether because to go in for a heavy caliber firing or not. What will be the impact of the higher-ups? What happens if our own casualties take place? But it is a risk a commander has to take. Some commanders take 50-50, some take 60-40, some go as high as 80-20. So probably I was one of them where once I was convinced possible, then no hold barred thereafter. And its impact, I'll tell you, after about 3 months, they were constructing a bunker in their own side. And rather they were making a second story to that bunker. And the post commander of our area, he raised a red flag. The moment the red flag was raised, that is that we object to it. It was an old bunker of theirs which they were making a second story. And the conversation at that night which we monitored, the inter-agency monitor, it was their CO, their everyone was, जैसे सवेरे तक इसको निकालना ही है, वो बहुत पागल है GOC उधर, सवेरे तो उड़ा ही देगा. And by night their own side, they just removed it. So that was the impact of the calculated risk that one has taken. So such like things keep happening. You have to take a calculated risk.
Sir, you went through the short service commission and then you were admitted to the, I think the CDS, right? The IMA.
Then regular. Not IMA, it is straight from there. Then you get a PRC, permanent regular commission.
Okay, permanent regular commission. So
after 5 years.
Where was your training?
OTA Madras.
OTA Madras. Okay. So sir, how was the experience of the OTA? Like a raw student coming from this area and went into OTA, you saw different people coming from different backgrounds. So how was the experience there?
Look, Army has got a very refined, very, I would say, technically correct training they have. Over the year they have developed. When you reach there, people like me who are from the totally rural background, not much exposure. Vis-a-vis, there were people who are come from all hi-fi schools and various backgrounds. But they all are tied at one level. And the training is very progressive. They basically, if I may use the word, they break you first to merge you in one whole sum. It's a very hard task. In my course, I think could about more than 20 boys, they couldn't sustain and they left.
Yeah.
But the choice is yours. You have come willingly, you have come on your own account, so you have to, and a wonderful experience. You learn and did well and got the regiment of my choice. So it was a good experience.
So do you think the systems that we have military se alag, like in the school system, do you think we are lacking something as compared to what the military teaches someone?
Look, to be frank with you, Bharat, our schools, our education there is based on that Macaulay's education policy. Cram and get high percentage and feel proud of it, 90%, 99%, this and that. Whereas in the army, that is not the requirement. Now the new education policy which is coming up, that will probably to quite some extent get over this lacuna. But I personally feel that your shiksha has to be with sanskar, number 8. Because we are different than other entire nation in the world. So we came up, maintained our sanskaras, and that's why we are here. तो जब तक शिक्षा के साथ संस्कार नहीं जोड़ते, और दूसरा, क्या शिक्षा का पहलू ये है कि आपने उनको 90% बनाना है, और he should come out to a very fine a citizen of this country, a valuable citizen. और दूसरा इसमें एक ये है कि क्या हम उसको अनुशासन सिखा रहे हैं। अनुशासन किसी भी सफलता के लिए पहली सीढ़ी है। आई थिंक हमारे स्कूलों में अब उसकी भी कमी है। और एजुकेशन इज not oriented towards army only, it is a broad based, it is only after 12 the child picks up. और क्योंकि मैं विद्या भारती के साथ जुड़ा हुआ हूँ, सर्वहितकारी शिक्षा समिति के साथ एज ए प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ पंजाब जुड़ा हूँ, तो मैं देखता हूँ बच्चों को 12th तक तो बहुत कम बच्चे हैं जिनको पता कि मैंने क्या करना है। द डिसीजन इज टेकन बाय देयर पेरेंट्स, एंड एट टाइम द पेरेंट्स वांट टू लिव थ्रू देयर चिल्ड्रन. This is a fact. Our education system will need still some time to catch up to meet the requirement of the country as such.
So South Korea, North Korea and Israel. So these are three countries जहाँ पे compulsory army training is there. Like over there you have to be in army for at least 2 years as a compulsory thing. So do you think कि India में कि today our generation especially is not really that much mentally tough.
Not even compulsory, but do you think there should be an option for someone to opt for that?
Maybe a mandatory, maybe compulsory, at least for like 6 months to 2 years. What do you think, sir?
Look, you are talking about the conscription. Conscription उन countries में है जहाँ पे population कम है और armed forces में आने वाले लोग और भी कम हैं, उनके लिए और बहुत से एवेन्यू हैं. हमारे पास जो रॉ मटेरियल है उसकी कमी नहीं है, देशभक्ति की कमी नहीं है. आप एक कॉल दोगे जहाँ पे 60 आदमी की भर्ती होनी है, वहाँ पे 60,000 पहुँचता है. नो डेथ ऑफ मटेरियल. तो हमें कंस्क्रिप्शन की ज़रूरत नहीं है दिस स्टेज. यस, जो भरत कह रहा था कि उसके लिए मैं कुछ हद तक आपके साथ सहमत हूँ कि हमको क्रॉस अटैचमेंट टाइप ऑफ थिंग होना चाहिए. अभी सरकार ने उसके बारे में सोचा है, कर रहे हैं, कुछ होने वाला है. जैसा कि जो सिविल वाले हैं, जो वॉलंटियर करता है कि मैं 2 साल के लिए जाना चाहता हूँ, IAS ऑफिसर गोज एज ए डज द क्रॉस अटैचमेंट फॉर 2 ईयर, सी द लाइफ क्या है. सिमिलरली जो लोग किसी भी फील्ड में अगर वो जाना चाहें, एक एज लिमिट रखना चाहिए उतने के बीच में, तो दे कैन बी गिवन अ क्रॉस अटैचमेंट. पर उससे भी अच्छा है जैसे NCC है, ये आपको आर्मी का बेसिक सिखाती है, उसी के लाइन पे जो बेसिक आपको डिसिप्लिन है वो सिखाती है. तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बच्चों को जो है वो NCC का जो है ये इसको एक्सपैंड करना चाहिए. तो फिर जितने भी स्कूल में बच्चे हैं उनको इंसेंटिव के साथ में NCC में लाना चाहिए. और जो NCC अर्स्टवाइल NCC कमीशन हुआ करते थे उनको भी अभी दोबारा थोड़ा ब्रॉडर स्केल पे करना चाहिए. तीसरा, जिस प्रकार अभी ये आया है आपका अग्निवीर, ये अग्निवीर जब वापस आएंगे सिविल में तो एक बहुत ही डिसिप्लिन वेल ट्रेन फोर्स जो है वो हमारे सिविल स्ट्रीम में मिलेगी हमको. तो ये है कि ये जो अभी स्टेप गवर्नमेंट ले रही हैं बहुत अच्छे हैं और इनके ऊपर ही ध्यान देने की ज़रूरत है. हमें कंस्क्रिप्शन की तरफ सोचने की ज़रूरत नहीं है.
Sir, do you think Agniveer model is going to work good?
Oh, absolutely. This is a very, I would say, a new concept as far as we are concerned. Though in the almost, I would say, 8 countries that I know about, they are already having it. We are maintaining an army of nearly about say 14 lakh.
Yes, sir.
Plus paramilitary forces. तो अब ये देखिए कि इतनी बड़ी आर्मी को मेंटेन करना है ऑल अलोंग विद लाइफ स्पैन हैविंग इम्प्रूव्ड नाउ. तो ये पेंशन के बिल इतने आ रहे हैं कि किसी भी आर्मी के लिए, जो आर्मड फोर्सेस के लिए, उस बजट में मॉडर्नाइजेशन करना बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाएगा.
It was impossible. मैं could start.
दूसरा, उसमें एक और पहलू है। आज क्या है, सीआरपीएफ अपने लोगों को ट्रेन करती है, पुलिस अपने लोगों को ट्रेन करती है, बीएसएफ अपने लोगों को ट्रेन करती है, सीआईएसएफ अपने लोगों को ट्रेन करती है। ये लोग जो आर्मी के खर्चे पे ट्रेन होके आएंगे, एक बंदे को ट्रेन करने के लिए ऑलमोस्ट 12 से 15 लाख रुपया खर्चा होता है, और ये फुली ट्रेन लोग हैं। इनको सिर्फ क्या करना है, आपने 1 महीने का ए रिफ्रेशर कार्ड। तो इस जो 75% लोग बाहर आएंगे, पहला, आर्मी को बेस्ट 25% मिलेंगे, हु आर दी बेस्ट, नॉट ए डेड वोट।
राइट।
दूसरा, जो 75% बाहर आएंगे, ये सारे पैरामिलिट्री फोर्सेस, पुलिस जो उनको लेगी, उनका ट्रेनिंग का एक्सपेंस बचेगा, प्लस उनको एक ट्रेन्ड वेल डिसिप्लिन फोर्स मिल जाएगी स्टेट में विद जस्ट ए मंथ्स ट्रेनिंग। जो बाकी बचे कुछ लोग जो है वो अपना, क्योंकि यंग एज में जा रहे हैं, 18 साल की उम्र में जा रहे हैं, जब वो बाहर आएंगे 22-23 की उम्र में, दे वुड हैव डिसाइडेड कि मैंने करना क्या है। जो वहाँ से उनको लमसम पैसा मिलेगा, उससे वो अपना कुछ काम कर सकते हैं। और सबसे ऊपर ये देखिए, ये जो डिसिप्लिन फोर्स, एब्सोल्युटली, वो बंदा जब सिविल सोसाइटी में आएगा, उसकी डीलिंग, उसका कंडक्ट
नेक्स्ट लेवल,
वो बहुत जो है हाई ऑर्डर का होगा। और ये जब चलता रहे तो आज से 10 साल के बाद में, 20 साल के बाद में आप देखें कि हमारे जो सोसाइटी में है, बहुत से जो है वो अच्छे नागरिक जो हैं इस समय, जो डिसिप्लिन सोसाइटी हो जाएगी।
Sir, what do you think about the backlash this scheme has received, especially from the army aspirant itself?
Which one?
Especially from the army aspirant itself, क्योंकि काफी backlash हुआ है स्कीम के ऊपर।
No.
Like, you know, they were all vandalization बहुत हुई थी।
Ignorance, क्योंकि देखो, the most difficult thing is to kick out an old system and go for the next new one, है ना। हम लोग अपने कंफर्ट जोन में हो जाते हैं, जो पुराना सिस्टम उसी के अनुसार चल रहा, सब ठीक ठाक है। फौज में जो एक बार आ गया, यू नो, सो मैनी सिपाही दे कम होम एज सिपाहीज। क्यों? इंसेंटिव नहीं है, उनको करने मन नहीं है ज़्यादा करने का। अभी क्या है, उनको सबको पता है 100 आए हैं, इनमें से 25 को रखा जाएगा, एवरीवन विल स्लॉक। अभी आर्मी जो है बहुत टेक्निकल हो गई है। गाना दोज गुड ओल्ड डेज, जो मजल लोड वाले फायर कर गए, आज का हर चीज़ टेक्निकल है। अगर आप नेट पे देखेंगे, एक सोल्जर जो है वो इतना टेक्निकल ओरिएंटेड चाहिए आज कि ओनली द बेस्ट कैन सर्वाइव। और दूसरा, जो बाकी जो 75% बाहर आ रहा है, उसमें से गवर्नमेंट हैज़ गिवन एश्योरेंस दे ऑल विल बी अब्सॉर्ब्ड वर्चुअली। इन एनी केस 5 to 10% विल बी दो जो नहीं जाना चाहेंगे, वो आके अपना काम शुरू करेंगे, अपना बिजनेस चलेंगे, अपना कुछ भी काम देंगे। तो रिमाइंडर 50 to 60% will join all these forces. Look at the cohesion. He is from the army, gone to BSF. तो आर्मी BSF कोहेशन को मिलेगा, अच्छा आप कौन सी यूनिट को, मैं भी उसमें था, मैं, राइट। एक मोर क्लोजनेस विल कम। कोई सीआरपी में जाएगा, कोई पुलिस में जाएगा, तो उनका जो एक आउटलुक है वो डिफरेंट होगी। अभी आप देखिए कितने हैं, पूरे कोर्स जो है भर के चल रहे हैं। It will not be a backlash, but more of ignorance, and to some extent, with due respect, I think some element try to politicize this. I think the army should be left out of the politics and should left to look after their own systems which are working.
Sir, आप commissioned हुए as a captain, or I think as a lieutenant.
A second lieutenant होते हैं।
Second lieutenant. You got commissioned as a lieutenant and you retired as a major general.
जी।
तो बहुत बड़ा एक span of ranks है। सर, तो एक lieutenant की second lieutenant में कैसा एक experience था, और वो कैसे कैसे आगे गया? Like, how does your leadership skills enhanced as you were going upwards?
Along with real life experiences.
You see, when you get commission, you are just what 21 odd year old. अब देखिए कि आप 21 वर्ष की उम्र में गेस्टेड अफसर क्लास 1 कमीशन अफसर, प्रेसिडेंट से कमीशन मिला जी। और एक प्लाटून की जिंदगी आपके हाथ में दी है, मिनिमम 35 पीपल दैट यू विल बी लीडिंग स्टेट। तो इससे बड़ा आपको जो है उनकी लाइफ डेथ सब कुछ आपके ऊपर है, यू लीड दैम। बट उससे पहले आपको बहुत कुछ करना पड़ता है. यू हैव टू प्रूव योर सेल्फ. अब नए आए हैं, हर यूनिट में जहाँ आप जाओगे उनकी ईथोस अलग हैं, वर्किंग ईथोस हैं. आपको वो सीखना है. यू हैव टू प्रूव दैट यू आर द बेस्ट अमंग्स्ट योर कोलीग्स, यू आर बेस्ट अमंग्स्ट द इवन द जवान्स जिनके साथ आप कर रहे हो. सबसे पहला है कि आपको फिजिकली प्रूव करना है. इफ़ यू कैन डू दिस, आई कैन डू इट बेटर. फिर आपको वेरियस कोर्सेज करने पड़ा. आर्मी एक ऐसा है जिसमें लगातार पढ़ाई रहती है, लगातार. और कोई भी प्रोफेशन ऐसा नहीं है जहां आपको एग्ज़ाम देना पड़ता हो इस लेवल पे. अभी आर्मी में ज्वाइन करने में आपको पार्ट बी पास करना पड़ता, पार्ट सी, पार्ट डी, स्टाफ कॉल है. उसके बाद में फिर आपका यू गेट नॉमिनेट फॉर हाई कमांड एंड DC एंड सो एंड कोर्सेज अब्रॉड. उसको आपको पढ़ाई जो है आपका जो प्रोफेशनल नॉलेज उसको बढ़ाते रहना है. ट्रुप्स आपको वॉच कर रहे हैं. जवान जो आप कर रहे हो, आपकी कैपेबिलिटी कितनी है वो भी आपको देख रहा है. जैसे आप उसकी कैपेबिलिटी जज कर रहे हो वो भी कर रहा है. जब वो कन्विंस हो जाता है कि ये फिजिकली मेरे को देखभाल कर सकता है, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिवली मेरे को देखभाल कर सकता है, मेरे अच्छे बुरे में मेरे साथ चल सकता है और प्रोफेशनली कॉम्पिटेंट है ये बंदा, राइट. जब ये खड़ा होता है बोलने के लिए सैंड मॉडल में, एक्सरसाइजेस में, तो हायर अप्स भी जो हैं वो सुनते हैं इसको कई जगह बुलाया जाता है प्रोफेशनल डिस्कशन. तो जब ये प्रूव हो जाता है तो आप ऊपर उठते जाते हो, ऊपर बढ़ते जाते हो. सेकंड लेफ्टिनेंट से लेफ्टिनेंट बने, 2 साल बाद लेफ्टिनेंट से फिर कैप्टन बने. आपने और कोर्सेज किए, बटालियन स्पोर्ट वेपन्स का किया, फिर आप जूनियर कमांड किया, सीनियर कमांड, ऐसे ऐसे करते करते आप फिर CO बन जाते हो जहाँ पे आपको 1000 लोगों का कमांड आपके हाथ में है. तो आपका नॉलेज भी साथ ही साथ वो जो डे टू डे रूटीन है उससे आपको भी नॉलेज मिल रहा है. मैंने कहाँ गलती करी थी प्लाटून लेवल में जब मैं कर रहा था, चाहे वो ऑपरेशनली हो, चाहे वो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव हो, या किसी जवान ने आपको कुछ बताया था, आप उसकी उस समय उस प्रकार हेल्प नहीं कर सके जिस प्रकार होनी चाहिए थी. क्या आप जवान का कैरियर प्लान नहीं अच्छी तरह करे तक नहीं करा है. तो ये सब देखते देखते वो आपका एक्सपीरियंस में ऐड होता जाता है. और आप अपनी एक शॉप, आपके जो कोलीग्स हैं, आपके सबऑर्डिनेट हैं, आपसे सीनियर हैं, उन पे छोड़ते जा रहे हो, एक यकीन पैदा करते जा रहे हो. एंड दैट ट्रस्ट, दैट फेथ इज़ द वन जिसके कारण आपको पिक करेंगे कल को. अगर आपको कहीं ऑपरेशन में भेजना है, कौन सा टास्क है, कितना डिफिकल्ट है और किसको पिक किया गया, उससे यू कैन जस्ट मेक आउट हु इज़ बीइंग पिक्ड अप और व्हाट टाइप ऑफ अ टास्क. तो जो आपका जो कमांड है वो भी आपको फॉलो कर रहे हैं. दे नो इट, दिस लीडर ऑफ माइन कैन लीड मी. एंड व्हेन यू लीड फ्रॉम द फ्रंट, दैट द अल्टीमेट. दे नो इट, ये हमें पीछे नहीं छोड़ के जाएगा. तो दैट्स हाउ यू कीप ग्रोइंग इन लाइफ एंड कीप लर्निंग. यू लर्न फ्रॉम द जवान, यू लर्न फ्रॉम, बिकॉज दे गॉट मोर एक्सपीरियंस एंड नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स विच यू टू लर्न. एंड देन you literally have to teach them also, you have to command them, you have to guide them, you have to lead them. So this is all a amalgamation of all these things which ultimately keeps you moving.
सर एक फैक्ट है इंडियन आर्मी का कि ऑफिसर्स की बहुत शॉर्टेज है इन इंडियन आर्मी. लाइक मैंने जो लास्ट आई रेड इट समवेयर कि आई थिंक 8000 के करीब कुछ ऑफिसर्स की कमी चल रही है इंडियन आर्मी में. व्हाई डू यू थिंक इज दैट?
Two things. One is army has not lowered its standard. Not that the people are not available. Plenty of people. Army doesn't need genius 99%, 100%. Army has got its own set of tests,
OLQ.
and they feel who is the person who can become a good officer. That's what they're thinking. Who can lead, right? So they don't go all about this in a percentage of marks purely. They got their own setup, so they don't dilute them. That's why in a batch of 45, you'll find 1 or 2, 3 people getting selected. Number 2, when we say shortage of officers, there are various connotations. एक जमाना था when I joined, यूनिट में 22 अफसर होते थे, 21 अफसर जीडी जो इन्फेंट्री वाला और एक आरएमओ मेडिकल अफसर। लेकिन ओवर द ईयर आपने देखा कि बहुत से काम हैं जो हमारे जो जूनियर कमीशन अफसर जेसीओ, जो कि रैंक से सिपाही से बन के ऊपर तक नायब सूबेदार सूबेदार बने होते हैं, वो कर सकते हैं। लेकिन हमें उनको, क्योंकि वो ब्रिटिश टाइम से ऐसे चल रहे थे, दे वर जस्ट द लिंक बिटवीन द जवान्स एंड द अफसर्स। उनके ऊपर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज उतनी हमने उनको इनिशिएटिव नहीं दिया, उनको उतना फ्रीडम नहीं दिया एक्शन। अभी अफसर्स कम है, लेकिन कहीं किसी यूनिट में कोई कमी वैसे महसूस नहीं हो रही, क्योंकि बहुत सा काम जो है वो जीसीओस और नॉन कमीशन ऑफ एनसीओ जो है, हवलदार जो है, वो ले रहे हैं। तो इसमें कोई ऐसा घबराने वाली बात नहीं है। कमी पूरी करनी है गवर्नमेंट, आई एम श्योर गवर्नमेंट इज थिंकिंग अब रेगुलर कोर्सेज चल रहे हैं। अभी आपने देखा होगा वुमेन कमीशन भी आ गया। वुमेन कमीशन जो है अभी आर्टिलरी तक, जो फील्ड आर्टिलरी जो कि एक कॉम्बैट आर्म थी, उसमें भी डाल दी आएंगे, अब एनडीए से आ रही है, तो स्लोली हो जाएगा। दैट्स नॉट, इट्स नॉट कोई मैटर ऑफ बिग वरी एज सच, क्योंकि वी हैव गॉन थ्रू कारगिल। आपके होश की बात है, आपके टाइम में कैजुअलिटी भी हुई, लेकिन वी हैवंट लेट डाउन द नेशन विद दोज मैनी नंबर ऑफ ऑफिसर्स। पहले 22 होते थे, आजकल 12,014 होते हैं। रिमाइंडर थिंग्स आर बीइंग डन बाय द, तो मैन पावर के साथ साथ अभी हमारे पास में जो है द कंप्यूटराइजेशन हो गया है, बहुत से गैजेटरी आ गई है, तो क्वाइट अ फ्यू थिंग्स वी कैन हैंडल इन दैट फैशन। कुछ जो है वो आउटसोर्सेस में जा रहा है, यू नो, सर्टन मैकेनिकल थिंग्स, सर्टन लॉजिस्टिक थिंग्स। सो it is good so long its optimum requirement of a unit is met. I think it's we shouldn't worry about the, ये फिगर्स हैं, कोई इसमें वरी करने वाली बात नहीं।
सर, अगर एक एस्पिरेंट हु वांट्स टू बी एन ऑफिसर इन इंडियन आर्मी ये एपिसोड देख रहा है, व्हाट डू यू थिंक उसको एक अपने अंदर वो क्वालिटी डालनी पड़ेगी या उसको ढूंढनी पड़ेगी जो उसको एसएसबी क्लियर कराएगी? और क्वेश्चन को थोड़ा टर्न कर देता हूँ। आज आप रिटायर हो गए हो, व्हाट डू यू थिंक मेड आपको आर्मी में सिलेक्ट होने में आपकी क्या चीज़ ने मदद की?
What are the reasons?
Look, if I may put it thus, generally the quality which are required in any field to progress, आर्मी में वो है। सिर्फ आर्मी में एक चीज़ जो और कहीं नहीं मिलेगी आपको, वो है that spirit for the ultimate sacrifice. You have to prepare yourself for it. And आर्मी का जो स्ट्रक्चर है वेरी पैरामेडिकल है, हायरार्की टोटल। जो लोग प्रमोशन नहीं मिलती इसलिए नहीं है कि वो अच्छे नहीं थे, लेकिन क्या है कि अपने पास ऊपर में सिर्फ एक चीफ है, उसके बाद में फिर जो है ना इतने आर्मी कमांडर बन सकते हैं, इतने को कमांडर, इट गोज लाइक दिस। सो एट एवरी स्टेज पीपल हैव टू बी लेफ्ट बिहाइंड। What takes you ahead is, I would say in simple terms, if I may say, जो कि future aspirants जो आप कह रहे हैं, सबसे पहले तो है hard work. Everyone has got a basic intellect, लेकिन hard work, कुछ भी हो, जो भी काम आप कर रहे हो, अगर आपको झाड़ू देने का काम भी मिलता है तो इंश्योर आपके मन में ये गर्व होना चाहिए कि मैं जो झाड़ू दूंगा वो औरों से अच्छा होगा। इससे कम तो और कुछ नहीं हो सकता। दैट इज द टाइप व्हेन आई से हार्ड वर्क, यू नो, हार्ड वर्क, इफ यू से हु इज द मोस्ट हार्ड वर्किंग, आई थिंक इट्स अ म्यूल। म्यूल से ज़्यादा तो कोई हार्ड वर्किंग नहीं होगा। बट इफ यू बिकम ए हार्ड वर्किंग लाइक ए म्यूल, देन यू आर डूम्ड। You should be hardworking, but you should be hardworking like a race horse. Race horse only works for those Saturday, Sunday, 100 meter, 200 meter, 500 meter. Like when it has to run, it gives all its whatever the qualities, whatever the strength it has. Whereas a mule, every day, 365 days, it picks up 20 kg, goes up the hill, travel 20 kilometer, comes back, and is fed with the bhusa. That's all. So you should be hardworking, but hardworking with a purpose. Right, so that is the first. दूसरा, the second is you be sincere to whatever job you are doing. अगर आप आर्मी में ज्वाइन करना चाहते हो तो यू शुड बी सिंसियर फ्रॉम द हार्ट, मैंने आर्मी ज्वाइन करना है। होता क्या है, आर्मी में निकला है, अच्छा यहाँ भी कर लेते हैं, एंड स्टेट में यू फॉल डाउन, बैंक के क्लर्क का निकला है, अच्छा उसको भी भर देते हैं, राइट। यू शुड बी क्लियर, मैंने पहला मेरा फोकस ये है, मैंने यहाँ करना, एंड प्रिपेयर अकॉर्डिंगली। देन डोंट बी ना, ये मिल जाएगा तो यहाँ चले जाएंगे, वो मिल जाएगा तो वहाँ चले जाएंगे। तीसरा, यू हैव टू बी हैविंग ए सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस, सबसे बड़ी बात है, आई कैन डू इट। द डे यू गेट दैट स्पिरिट, आई कैन डू इट, that Almighty will give you the wherewithal totally. I can do it means I have to do. जब आप बोलोगे I can do it, तो you have to prove it. You will find the ways how to do it. So that is another thing which I feel that any aspirant should have a self-confidence, and he should keep himself abreast with whatever is happening around. Whatever is. Right. These days I find lots of young, crowd जो है are more addicted to social media. You have nothing like books. Study, get knowledge, use that knowledge, improve on that knowledge, right? Social media is a boon, but in only limited spheres. Otherwise, it's a bane. They should, the whosoever want to join the army, he should start preparing now onwards. Say, I have to do it, and I'll go it this way. Plan your path, and that's all. And if you are sincere about your goal, you will achieve it, no problem about it.
Sir, you have talked about hard work, sincerity,
Yeah.
confidence. What about courage and sacrifice? The most important two things in
Which
the
one?
army. Courage and sacrifice.
Look, courage and sacrifice are the part of your profession which you have joined. When you say courage, it is a two types: physical and moral courage. That's why when the army picks you up, army puts you through certain tests and all to see all these qualities of yours. This is officer-like qualities as such. The moral courage, it's, to my mind, is either there or it's not there. Physical courage, this also needs a lots of mental, mental. You should be mentally fit to see what can be done, what can't be done.
Mental alacrity.
Absolutely. And the third is, the circumstances also at times make you brave. Right. You say, first reaction is under fire, duck down and run away, save your life. That is one of the reaction. But a trained soldier's reaction is take position, engage, eliminate. This are how the two things. And sometimes when you say there's no way out, someone has to do it, and you'll find the chaps emerging out of that, whom you have never thought he is that brave. So at the circumstances also brings out the bravery in you at that time. Second is your training, your experience prior in the operations and all that tells you, don't worry, ये होता है. जब फायर होती है तो ऐसा ही रिएक्शन आता है. After 5 minutes, everyone will be on road. You don't have to panic. So this is the sacrifice is, no one wants to sacrifice. लोग कहते हैं मैं मातृभूमि की सेवा में अपना बलिदान देना, कोई नहीं. It's a wrong. I'll kill first and then get killed in case it has to be. But I'm not there sending my soldier to get killed. I'm sending my soldier to kill. So this courage, you have to develop this feeling in the people. Sacrifice is inbuilt. Someone has to, either you or someone else. And as long as the frontiers of a nation have to be kept safe, some sacrifice will be there. It has been from the time immemorial and it will continue. You can't avoid this. It is that's why I say the army or the armed forces are the only profession which demands you the ultimate sacrifice. No other profession. In a bank, in a school, you tell a chap, गोली आ रही है सामने से, जरा वहाँ तक जाओ, ये मैं नहीं करता, मैं नौकरी नहीं करूँ, मैं जा रहा हूँ घर. You can't do a thing. In the army, no one can say मैं नहीं करता, right? You know it. The person who is sending them, he knows it. Out of this 1,000 people I'm sending, maybe 100 may not come back. Those guys who are going, they also know it. Out of all of us, maybe some percent is not going to come, but still they go. That is what is the, that spirit, camaraderie, right? That your training, your discipline, and your commitment. Ki, yes, I have joined the army. This has to happen. If it happened, too bad.
They are already living martyrs.
Not in that sense, but yeah, you are prepared. You are prepared. I can't say फायर हो रहा है मैं नहीं जाऊंगा, राइट? आज जब फायर हो रहा है वहां तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, तो मैं नहीं भेजूंगा किसी को. दिस कांट हैपन. So it is inbuilt in your training. Something is already in you, and something circumstances bring it out.
सर अब हम कमराडरी की बात कर रहे थे, तो करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग, बट आर्मी 3 में डिवाइडेड होती है. एक आर्मर्ड यूनिट, फिर आर्टिलरी और इन्फेंट्री, राइट? करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग.
ऐसे है, आर्मी की बहुत सी शाखा हैं. ये फाइटिंग में आप जो गिर रहे हैं, ये है 3 जो मेन फाइटिंग आप कह सकते हैं. लेकिन हर शाखा का कोई ना उसका बराबर के रोल है. अगर एयर डिफेंस है तो उसका भी रोल है, इंजीनियर्स हैं तो उसका भी अपना रोल है, सिग्नल्स हैं तो कम्युनिकेशन के लिए उनका रोल है, इंटेलिजेंस वाले हैं तो उनका रोल है, एजुकेशन वाले हैं तो उनको पढ़ाई के लिए उनका भी रोल है, जो लॉजिस्टिक वाले हैं, एएससी वाले, आर्डनेस वाले, उनका भी रोल है. तो अलग अलग शाखाएं हैं, हर एक का अपना अपना रोल है. लेकिन जो मेन फाइटिंग आर्म्स आप कह सकते हैं जो ग्राउंड पे जाती हैं, बेसिकली द वन हु एक्चुअली गो फॉर द assault as such, attack as such, is the infantry and armored. RT is a fire support arm which remains 20 to 30 to 40 kilometers behind, and they can shoot. But their support is essential, because without their support you can't reach there. But the foot soldier, you see, the victory is measured by ultimately the boots on the ground. How many boots you are able to place there. So this is how the things. So these 2 arms in particular, infantry and armed, they have to literally.
जी, तो सर आप इन्फेंट्री में थे, राइट? और वो भी गोरखा रेजिमेंट, द वन ऑफ द मोस्ट डेकोरेटेड रेजिमेंट्स इन आवर कंट्री. सर तो लाइक मतलब एक तो ठीक है आर्टिलरी है, लाइक उनका एक अपनी एक वे है ऑफ हेल्पिंग फाइटिंग, आर्मर्ड की अपनी है, बट इन्फेंट्री इज लाइक फ्रंट लाइन, राइट? यू आर द वंस हु आर फेसिंग एनिमी फेस टू फेस, राइट? तो सर एक आप लीडर हो, राइट? यू आर द वन हु इज लीडिंग लाइक 50 to 100 सोल्जर्स एट वन टाइम. सर हाउ आर यू एबल टू इंस्टिल दैट कॉन्फिडेंस इन देम कि सर हम जाके जान भी देने को तैयार हैं बट मार के तो आएंगे?
देखो, मैंने आपको कहा था कि जब आप यूनिट में होते हो तो आप एक एटमॉस्फेयर वहाँ पे होता है आपका, जिसमें एवरीवन नोज एवरीवन, किसकी कितनी हुआत है. जिस प्रकार का टास्क होता है उस प्रकार के ट्रूप्स आप उनको पिकअप. और जैसे मोर यू स्वेट इन पीस, द लेस यू ब्लीड इन द, राइट? तो इसमें क्या था, यू हैव डन योर ट्रेनिंग एंड यू गॉट द कॉन्फिडेंस. ट्रेनिंग ब्रिंग्स इन कॉन्फिडेंस, और आपके ट्रुप्स का जो है आपके ऊपर कॉन्फिडेंस और आपका ट्रुप्स के ऊपर कॉन्फिडेंस वो होता है. जब आपको टास्क मिलता है तो यू फील लुक, ये डिफिकल्ट टास्क है, ये मेरे को मिला है. मी एज आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द बटालियन कमांडर, सीओ को मिला. तो सीओ जो है वो उसको परकुलेट्स डाउन, लुक दिस वाज द प्रॉब्लम मोस्ट डिफिकल्ट टास्क व्हिच हैज बीन असाइन्ड टू अस द गुरखास, एंड यू नो व्हाई, राइट? And then you bring out, we have done this, we have done this, we have done this. This is what our history, and people, now it is your turn. You know, forefather did it, now you have to do it. The second, I'm there with you. Officers are there at every stage. Junior commission officers are there at the stage. We will go. Task is doable. And since the troops have got a faith on your plan, what plan you have got, and you will be able to execute it, they say, he won't, have a plan where we can get, harmed or massacred. So they follow you. You go ahead, you lead. Army is a profession where you cannot command successfully and achieve results until and unless you lead them from the front. Young soldiers, young officers, Kargil. In one of the interviews, someone asked me why young officers get killed and why not the seniors. Look, in the mountain, all the operations are at a very small level. These are platoon level, 35 people. Another platoon, another 35 people. Then a company of 100 plus people. So who are commanding them? Certainly a colonel can't command them. It has to be commanded by a lieutenant or a captain or a major. So that's how it. But he's a leader of that outfit which is there, and he has established himself. So that's what takes him along. He says, "I'm here with you. Chad jao, jayenge upar milenge abhi." And the people go full honk. And everyone knows it. He also knows it. Who knows? It's not only that the officer will not die or Jawan will not die. Who dies? No one. जिस बुलेट पे जिसका नाम लिखा उसके पास आएगा. ठीक है. Number of time bullet fly this way, that way. I was telling you what are the ambush. So many things, you thought that this end of bloody, but nothing. In a war, the lakhs and lakhs of bullets are fired, but only hundreds of the people die. So I got that faith. I know the battle trails. I can utilize the ground. My training is spirit than theirs. And I can do it.
Sir, any ground level operations or wars in which you are part, which are very meaningful or very very memorable in your experience?
Everything is wherever you are. Each, like I told you that I served in the 6-7 types of different insurgency. Insurgency means you are always, what all is happening in Assam, Nagaland, Kokrajhar, Bodoland, or Srinagar Valley, or for that matter, Sri Lanka. When we went for that, was also a sort of a operation of that kind where we were fighting the militants. Each type of insurgency has got a different facets to deal with. What type of people are there who are against you? What are they looking for? What are their aim? How motivated they are? Like the LTT, they were totally committed, ready to die. All right. Whereas in some places, the aims are not clear. In some places, it's only a sort of a momentarily thing that happens. And so for each operation, your conduct, with your experience of so many years, with your training of so many years, with your guidance from the seniors, and the support from the subordinates and all. So that all has makes you sail through that successfully. That's all I would say. Tough decision at time you have to take. You have to see that every time you don't have to fight. If you can achieve your success without fighting, I think that is the best. I'll give you an example of a tricky situation, if I may. We were in Assam. There was a militant leader, an Ulfa leader, who was much wanted. And wanted in various cases of shootouts and killings and all. We were chasing him. We were trying to get the information on him. I got information through my sources that this gentleman's wife is delivering tonight. She's being taken to so-and-so hospital and he will come. All right. We planned an operation, but somehow, last moment they didn't bring the lady to that particular hospital. So we were blind. Those days, the mobiles weren't there. So the source went somewhere, and from somewhere on a landline, he rang me up. He says they didn't go to the hospital. They had gone to that village in so-and-so's house. There was a lieutenant who had just joined. It was a very small operation. You have to just go in one vehicle and, quick action and get out. Pick him up and bring him. We sent him. He went there, reached on time and picked him up. But the moment he picked him up, the village woke up and more than 200 ladies, they came out in the street all lights were off. They surrounded this team of mine, one officer and about 5-6 Jawans. They were misbehaving, spitting, trying to tear their clothes and all. They wanted to get out of that, take that militant out. And he was a prize catch. The boys came on the air. We got our own sets. He came on there. He told me, this is what it is. And give me order. I'll sort them out. Because otherwise my boys are in danger. I have to save their lives. Now, that was absolutely right as far as he was concerned. He is a second lieutenant. He is in command of 6 boys. He has to save them. He has to save the government property, the vehicle that he is taking. But if that could have happened, there would have been a chaos. Let's say 5, 10, 15 ladies or children got killed. So, I just thought for a moment, I told him, hang on. Tell them that we are leaving him, but we'll leave him to the Gaumbuda, that is the village heads, like our sarpanches, and in their case is the village head. We leave it and he will produce him tomorrow. Village head's house was a little far away. I said, take him there, let them follow. It's a crowd. When they follow, only 5-10 will be who will keep pace with you. Rest will be left behind. March fast, send the vehicle ahead. The moment you are out of those 5-10, push the man inside and walk up without firing a bullet. So walked about 300, 400, 500 meter, whatever the house was. And they were convinced that we are going to hand over to that village head. The moment he was out of their, that crowd, pushed the man inside the vehicle, just not drove off or flew off from there, and he brought him, and we were successful. Thing is, different situation, you have to take a, collateral damage can take place, which will give you a bad name to the army, right? So you will be doing it in a good faith, but it can give a bad faith, bad name, which one doesn't want. So such type of tricky situation keep coming, and you have to handle at the level.
Sir, whenever you see any army movie or anything, Gorkhas बहुत बाहर आते हैं, मतलब like they come out very,
they are very celebrated.
Yeah. So sir, why do you think Gorkhas are, do you think Gorkhas are built different, like they have a junoon ki nahi, we are born to do this?
Yes, I will say that they are very hardened. First time, if you go back to the history, at some stage they were pure Hindu Rashtra, as per the Gorkhas were the hill tribe, limited facilities, but hard working, very hard. Under one of their general, Amar Singh Thapa, they started from there, came to Garhwal, captured Garhwal, came to Kumaon, captured Kumaon, came to Dehradun, via Dehradun, they came right up to the, and they laid siege to our Kangra fort. 6 months, right? Those days, weaponry was only the kukri.
Yeah.
6 months, and the Dogra kings, they were brought to their knees at that time. They sought, support from Maharaja Ranjit Singh, who was a shrewd leader. So he wanted both the parties should get weakened. And then he had a bargain, okay, Lower Himachal comes to Punjab and then I'll support. But whatever happened, leave aside. He saw the Gurkhas, how ferocious fighter they are. He was the first one to pick up Gurkhas with the Lahore forces, his kingdom in Lahore, for northwest frontier. Now we write, I told you, my battalion is 4-5 Gurkha Rifle Frontier Force. So why we call Frontier Force? Because initially, when we were picked up, this was basically for the northwest frontier. He got the Gurkhas, and his forces, number of battalion even now have got the Gurkhas. That's how the... So when the Gurkhas then fought with the British, they realized their worth. They grabbed them as much as they could do. If you see, the Nepal never came under British Empire in that fashion. They fought it out in the Tarai region. They fought it out well. And subsequently, of course, agreement took place and okay. But they have proved in the First World War, they have proved in the Second World War, the maximum VC, Victoria Cross, if someone has got it, is in the Gurkhas. Here the soldiers, his grandfather, his great-grandfather, probably the great-great-grandfather, they all were there, and a tradition is coming up. Like, my father did this, my grandfather did this. He never showed his back. I can't show my back. So they are ferocious fighters. They haven't learned to vacate their post. They haven't learned to run back. They will stick. And the Gurkha Peloton, the Gurkha battalion, never a chance when they have left a body behind. They'll die for extricating one body. 10 people might die, but they'll bring it back. So these are the inbuilt spirit of them. They're good soldier, disciplined soldier. You see their bearing, you see their dress. They know how to live, and they know how to die. There's no problem about that, and they live for their honor.
Sir, how did you personally manage that demanding requirements of this job? Being a major general, leading everyone, and also, having family responsibilities, personal responsibilities, well-being, either mental or physical. Like, sir, were there any crunch moments where you feeling like, where were you feeling like, broken, or like, how did you come up these situations?
No, not that. Broken is not a word, but I would say, yes, it demands. You've got multifarious demands on you.
There's a quote that pressure bursts pipes, but it also creates diamonds.
Yes, but remember, when you don this uniform, the thing is, it comes, my nation comes first. My profession comes first. Then comes my command. My soldier comes the next. And my family comes the last of that. I was lucky. I had a wife, very, very understanding, who never bothered me for anything. Never, ever. I don't know when my children studied. Right. Where all they applied for it, I was never available to them, because I was out of my total service, out of 38 years, about 21 years I was in field. And they were staying separate. So she managed all. And my children, my daughter did, she is a lawyer from National Law School, Bangalore. You might have heard the name, one of the prestigious institutes. Then she went to UK, did her post-graduation from University of London. Doing very fine. My son, he was keen to join army. Cleared his ND exam. But while playing football, he spoiled his knee. Which took almost 3 years to be all right. And he missed the chance. And then he did his MBA, and he is doing very fine as a vice president in one of the MNC. So it is all my wife who handled this front. My father, though he was, none of in my family was in the army, but he had given clear instruction to my mother, and those days it was letters. Whatever happened in the house, no one will write to him कि ये अच्छा हो गया, ये खराब हो गया. Even if someone in the family died, they never told me. So only when I came back home, they said, never a call, never anything demanding. So I was lucky in that sense. So he knew it that he's got his own, problems, a handful. Second is, I'll give you a couple of things. You have to have, one is your time management. You have to have a family. You have to seek how much time I can devote in my office with my troops for my professional commitment, and how much time I will be able to, and then you plan that accordingly. Other is prioritization. There are times when you feel, now the family demand is that I must do it first, give 2 hours here, and then rush back to my profession. So that is the prioritization. And third is delegation. You see, quite a few people in all spheres of life, they are good people, hard-working, capable people, but they want to do everything themselves. Imagine if you start loading a donkey, the load of 9 donkeys, it can't be, however good the donkey is. So you have to delegate. Look, is my presence must at this place for this event, or can my junior take it on? I have to groom the juniors also. So you say, no, this can be delegated. by delegation, you are lowering your load. You are training your subordinates to take on those responsibilities tomorrow. Same is at home. You say, tell your wife, this, you can do it. Carry on. Your child says, this I'm going to do. Yeah, so long as it's within this now, yeah. So you have to, these three things, if you can plan your time management and prioritization of your tasks, and third is delegation. Delegate to the people, those who, there are certain things only you can do it. Then there's no way. Then you have to be there. So I think if you can manage the three things, you can get through.
Sir, if we are to wrap this interview so what's the one thing you have been the most proudest of in your career, if there is one?
I think there will be more than one.
I know. Look, to join the army itself is the biggest moment of. I mean, you can say, feel so proud of the whole thing, even today. And I say it with full confidence. If God gives me even 100 lives, my only one request, I would like to join the army back. The life that you see there, the way you go through each moment, good, bad, hard moments, nothing like it, nowhere else. Next, the honor that you get, the respect that you get in uniform is nowhere else. Money is not everything. If money could motivate, then to every third chap should have been there. Here it is, will you go for your death? Right. I'll see how many go. Money can't take you to the death. It is your inside, that spirit in you which takes you. Yes, I will do it. That's what it is. Every moment is, you see, when you joined the army, no one was here. My relations, when I was to go for the interview SSB, my own very kith and kin, they told my father, what are you doing? गांव से लड़के जाके थोड़ा अफसर बनेंगे. Right. I went there, first time only in my life, went to Bangalore, got selected. That was a very proud moment for me. Right. I sent a telegram. Those were the days I sent a telegram from there to my father. I reached home before the telegram reached. After so that is the same, right? Then I'm saying the career progression type. Everything comes with the thing. Every step comes, when I passed my staff college, thousands of people appear. Only 350 those days used to get selected. This is very, very deep. So you have to study for at least 1 year, 14 to 16 hours per day. And you have to, that's only you get selected for the staff college. When you passed it, you felt, yes, I have done it. And that was my first time only. And I appeared from a place, Tunsang, you might have not heard. The mail used to come there once in 15 days. We did it, passed it. Felt very proud of myself. Yes, I can do it. Just like this, anything that came your life, you were, commander your battalion, you must have seen, got the unit citation, decorated with Vishit Seva medal. So they got another 12 award for my unit. So felt very proud. Yes, I have done my bit. I was nominated for High Command, one of the very, very prestigious, of course, only 40 people of all arms and services to go. Did well, I was nominated for a course abroad. I went to Sweden, did a course on the crisis management and rather civil emergencies and crisis management. So, when you are selected out of the so much, your other colleagues, so you feel, yes, I was nominated for National Defence College in Delhi. Well, very elated. Yes, I have done whatever a soldier is about to. I was approved for the next rank in September 2010. But by the time the board result came and all, I waited for 8 months. I have to come home, no regrets. So, but I was approved for my next rank. I would have been Lieutenant General in January 2011 approximately. But that didn't work out. The board results didn't come out. So there's nothing. But this was a proud moment. When I came to know that I have made it for the next rank, you felt very proud. Every stage, whenever you are making some progress, you feel. Even a small thing, when you conduct a exercise, you conduct a sand model, leave aside, even if you conduct a, let's say, the boxing competition well, so you feel proud. Yes, I had done better than anyone else. So every moment in army is a proud moment. When you come out victorious, that is the biggest, I think, achievement that you think.
So, thank you so much for this podcast. I have learned that hard work and discipline is the key to success.
Yeah. Yes, thank you very much. And it was very nostalgic for me to, narrate some of the things. Yeah, of course, in this short time, one can't, really explain and so. But it was very nice. I enjoyed your question and answers.